This week, we're discovering the real value of mountain biking.
Yes, and we've also got some interesting new tech, some revolutionary new tech from Canyon called KIS, or Keep It Stable, which is said to change the way we ride our mountain bikes. Some controversy out in Rampage last week with Dylan Stark doing the first ever rail ride. And from rail ride to rail yard, and Annika Beaton out with some beginners at Bentonville, making the rail yard track look pretty amazing, Mark.
She certainly is. It's all coming up on the Dirt Shed Show. Let's do it. Yes, welcome to this week's Dirt Shed Show with Steve Jones
and Martyn Ashton.
How are you, Steve?
I'm all right.
Good, man. It's good to see you. Now, today is a very important show, right? Because we've got a great chat coming up. And I want that chat to inspire you guys to tell us your stories in the comments down below and some places we're going to tell you about the real value of mountain biking. And it's going to be easy to start this conversation off, Steve, because we've got a special guest. Please welcome Nils Amerlinks. Nils from Rider Resilience. How are you, dude?
Yeah, really good, thank you. Yeah, thanks for having me here.
No,
Great
it's
to be
a pleasure.
here.
It's a pleasure. Okay, so this is going to be easy to get started, right? Tell us a little bit about, it's launch day today, Rider Resilience. What is it?
Yeah, where do I start anyway? I mean, put simply, Rider Resilience is a movement that I've set up recently to really inspire people to turn to their bikes during times of adversity. So there's obviously, I mean, there's my own backstory. I've got this kind of incurable cancer backstory, which led me to, effectively try to inspire other people to do what I did, which is using the bike as a tool to heal, as medicine, effectively. And I really believe that it's allowed me to, to find that kind of mental solace throughout a journey, which has been pretty turbulent the last 5 years. Yeah. And it's now about sort of spreading that message and making those inspirational ripples into a bigger wake.
Yeah, I think solace is a great word there, because it's funny, I don't know what you guys think, but I actually get a lot of satisfaction about going into the woods, and maybe I've used the mountain bike to get there. I might actually just sit around on a log for an hour and just ponder. Alternatively, I'm like in the woods. I actually really enjoy building tracks as much as riding mountain bikes.
Actually, the trail itself, like cutting the line.
Yeah, I love it. I get a lot of satisfaction out of that. You know?
I liked what Neil said earlier on. One of the things you get from it is friendship.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I think back, well, if I look at my friendship group now, probably about, 70 or 80% of my friends that I hang out the most with, they're all riders. Like, it's definitely, in terms of like the value of mountain biking, I think my whole friendship group seems to be sort of based around, I think when you get really, really into it, and it's such a big part of your life, it's bigger than just the bike, isn't it? It's like, you start nearly, it's all connected in a way, isn't it? You've got so much more common ground with those guys, and girls.
I was really intrigued. Me and Nils had a conversation, which is a podcast, which is linked down in the description below this video. It was a really interesting chat, but what I really came away from that was thinking now, you really see riding the bike as medicine. Literally, you've got this diagnosis, which is terrible, but you're using the bike to help you get through it. And you really believe that can help everyone, right?
Yeah, I think, like for me, with being on chemotherapy, having like multiple rounds of surgery, like getting back out on the bike has definitely helped me kind of recover quicker. But that's one type of adversity. And if you look at, the things that affect people, now that we've set up the charity, it's not a charity, it's a community interest company, but it's a not-for-profit effectively. The amount of messages I get in from people saying, like, actually riding bikes helped me get through times of addiction. It's helped me get through times of depression. Some people actually, getting pretty close to meeting their maker and actually thinking, you know what, I've had enough of this life through whatever reason or for whatever reason. And then discovering mountain biking, or any biking for that matter, it's only two wheels really. It doesn't need to be mountain bikes. And, slowly kind of building that up and finding real mental headspace and just that time to escape. And, we were talking about it. If you just said go out for a walk or go out for a run, it's nearly not the same. Like, I think with riding bikes, there's so much more going on. You've got the speed, you've got to brake at the right time. You've got to, if you're mountain biking something, some technical terrain, you've got to pick your line choice. And fundamentally, your mind is a lot more full with stuff. You haven't really got the mental capacity to think of other things that are going on. Yeah. So I find, for me, it really allows me to switch off temporarily and then all the things that come with it, like the endorphins and whatnot, they last a lot longer. So it really helps me in that regard. And I think it would help a lot of people going through adversity.
I think we're talking, this subject is the value of mountain biking.
Yeah.
And this value, obviously, it's that mental space, it's the kind of escapism. But that can happen on a bike which is 500 quid to 15 grand, right? It's like, it doesn't matter. You're in that zone, and, obviously it's a very positive thing. But it's funny, sometimes I actually use my mountain bike to kind of get the gremlins or maybe some arguments I've had at work, and I'll just pedal my way through it.
Yeah, I often do that when I've chatted to you. I have to pop out on a bike ride just to get it out of my head. No, isn't it incredible though, is that often on the Dirt Shed Show, we're laughing about mountain biking. We don't ever take it all very serious. But there is this side to it where you could literally prescribe yourself this thing you could do 3-4 times a week that is going to make you, give you a healthier life.
I think
it's
even
really
once
important.
a week. I think even once a week.
Totally.
Is enough.
Just getting out.
Get that
just
fix,
getting out.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely incredible. And your story is just amazing. I'm just constantly struck by your strength of character and how you've just got this energy to really make this an important message, especially where you are in life. It's not easy. So our chat on the podcast is definitely worth a listen. I also did a chat as a little payback. We did a podcast on rider resilience. So on their YouTube page, it's the first one. You can check that out. And that was a very fun conversation. More questions directed at me on that one.
Exactly. I think we'll be the judge of that, Martyn.
And what I really want to do, of course, look at the links in the description down below. Find out what rider resilience is by going to the website and checking out this podcast. But for this week, what I really want to do is hear your stories about the value of mountain biking to you, and be inspired by Nils, and tell people in the comments down below why mountain biking is so valuable to you, because someone is going to read that message. And it could mean an awful lot. It could mean the big difference to their lives. It really is that important, right?
Absolutely.
So let us know in the comments down below, why is mountain biking valuable to you? Should we try a bit of hashtagging? Why don't you hashtag those? Hashtag rider resilience. And the other one I really like, what's the other one you're using?
Hashtag ride it out.
Hashtag ride it out. So something troubling your life, let's ride it out. Let us know in the comment section down below how mountain biking is valuable to you. Now, quick time to mention a bit of promo for some of our things that are coming up. The Global Bike Festival that me and Steve went to was funny, wasn't it? We had a good time.
It was immense fun last year, and a beautiful location. Absolutely stunning.
So 2023 is well underway in terms of planning, and you can go to the website, globalbikefestival.com, and pre-order your tickets. So I would suggest, if you want to go, that's a good idea, because I know they do go really quick. So Global Bike Festival is happening in 2023. Also, Steve, we've got a Halloweeny little deal going on in the shop. We've got a little bundle, 50% off. Look at these two tops.
Can I open this one?
As a bundle, yes. 50% off these two bad boys. So head over to the shop, link in the description down below, a GMBN shop, and you can get yourself a bargain. I've actually got this one at home. I thought this was mine, but I'm having that one. So do that. Right, okay, guys, it's time to check out the news with Tom and Toff, and then we'll be back with more of the show.
What's up, everybody? Spooky season is upon us, so I've dusted off one of my oldest GMBN t-shirts. Speaking of dusting things off, Rampage was at a hauntingly similar venue, back at the old site with the big, iconic canyon gap. Third place went to Brandon Seminut with an enormous acid drop on the steepest part of the course. Second to Simon Godsiek, 360ing into the canyon gap before flipping it. And Reader claimed first with a backflip can and some enormous tail whips. Worth mentioning that the Style Award went to Jackson Riddle for the second year in a row with insane extension and the first saran wrap I can remember seeing on a mountain bike. We'll have to check that when we're tough though. Okuo wheels have arrived. Orbea's new in-house wheel brand, Okuo, are offering 2 new wheel sets for mountain biking. Mountain Performance, aimed at XC and trail riders, and Mountain Control for the trail or enduro rider. Both wheel sets feature front and rear specific asymmetric rims with angled spoke holes, reinforced spoke beds, and are available in either carbon or aluminium. I flicked through the presentation for these and the level of detail they've gone into about all the testing they've done is insane. Some serious looking machinery putting these things through their paces. And they mention everything is built onto DT Swiss hubs using sapling spokes. As is the Orbea way, they're fully customizable too, so you can color a section of them to personalize them to you or your bike. And their race teams will be rolling on these next season. A little bit more tech for you now. Canyon, Syntace and Lightville have launched their Keep It Stable system, which uses a spring on the inside of the top tube to stabilize the bike's steering, promoting a predictable, less twitchy feel. It's adjustable via a slider on the top tube and uses a small amount of force to help return the handlebars to a straight position. Canyon have added it as an option to their Spectral CF8 model, with more coming soon. And also it's on Lightville's e-bike. Wahoo has a new mountain bike crossover on their RGT virtual training system, where you can ride varying terrains around the Dunoon area in Scotland. There are gravel and single track sections to which the trainer adjusts resistance, making your training easier or harder based on whatever virtual terrain is in front of your avatar. Keeping things digital, Komoot have got 3D maps on desktop. If you're a premium subscriber, you can take your route planning to the next level, seeing the landscapes you'll be riding on at the click of a button, which will really help you immerse yourself in that route and that planning experience. Hopefully minimizing any nasty surprises and allowing you to familiarize yourself with landmarks and such along your way. Okay, that's all from me this week. It's over to Toff for this week's Sickest Thing.
So Rampage just happened, and I'm thinking, what better excuse to throw back to this massive drop Ollie Watson did about a year ago. It was 38 foot vertical and measured 53 foot from takeoff to the landing. That's absolutely huge, and this doesn't happen really very often in the UK, does it? Now, no disrespect, but that landing looks like it absolutely sucks. I mean, it's just like a bunch of sketchy wood with a tiny bit of dirt on it, isn't it? I don't know, I guess maybe they had to just get in and out of there super fast, but how on earth were you not flagged by trail police? Anyway, who cares, it probably disappeared the next day, and it did its job, didn't it? He didn't case and explode or land a flat, lived to tell another tale. I just want to say shout out to Sam as well for sending over this sick drone footage. Yeah, that's my sickest thing this week. Time to go back to the shed.
Right, hacks and bodges time. I like doing that, Neil. Sorry, didn't want to surprise you, but Steve loves that bit. Right, here we go with hacks and bodges. Steve, before we get into a sent-in hack, right, what do you think about this KISS thing from Canyon? Steering stabilisation, keep it stable. Is it a big step forward?
I kind of don't think Canyon would appreciate you associating hacks and bodges with this as a hack.
Oh, well, I want to know what you think.
It's a fully pro piece of kit,
I mean, it looks good, but do we need it?
I'll tell you what I think. Do you know what? When I first rode a road bike, I rode two bikes, and the stability and the steering you get on two different geometries and head angles and chainstays and bomb brackets on two different bikes is quite different. So I'm thinking steering stability and all that doesn't just come from, I don't think at least, but this is where I'd like to ride it back to back with you know, a KISS bike and a non-KISS bike.
I like the sound of that. That's cool.
Okay. But I think it's really interesting. Obviously, I'm guessing that Fabian Borel is going to be partly behind this.
He knows some stuff.
Does it come down... what I want to know is how it affects people riding at different speeds.
Ooh. Nils, any thoughts on it?
I think it's always good when people push things forwards.
Yeah.
There's always that kind of development because you never know where it might lead. I had a quick look at it. I've not had a lot of time to look at it in detail yet, but... For me personally, I like the simplicity of the bike. You know, ideally, I kind of...
They've made it very neat, though.
It is neat.
They've hidden it in there, lovely. I quite like that. I don't know. I'm not sure what I think about it. The only bit I'm a bit uncertain about is the two springs. Is it going to rattle or something? Are you going to hear it? I wouldn't have thought they'd put it on there. Jack, what are you thinking?
It's all right.
Oh, okay. It wasn't a resounding... We're on the fence. We're on the fence. Is it a
Good for
hack?
whips. Good for whips.
What about this hack, right? This has been sent in from Grace. Okay, this is 1/10 scale.
Yeah.
A little wooden bike made out of sheets of wood. I
It's
like
not
it.
just sheets of wood, though, Martin. It's MDF.
MDF.
And this is central to our whole discussion about this. Actually, are we talking hacks or bodge here?
I want to know what you guys think. Is it a hack or is it a bodge? And could we conceivably build a full-size bike like this? Because if we could, we should.
And if we could and should, what should we build it out of, Nils? I mean, what's your thoughts on wooden bikes full stop?
My unreserved thought is I should probably go and burn in hell. But I will say one thing.
I'm with you.
There was a lady once who did the first homegrown bike in the UK. She got a load of bamboo from the Eden project down in the southwest.
Yeah.
And then took a container ship across to South America and cycled across the entire continent on this homegrown bike. And I thought, I mean, it weighed a ton because it was put together with loads of resin. But if you're going to do something like that, then I think, maybe there's a place where there's a real story behind it. Otherwise, I think bikes probably shouldn't be made.
I mean, you probably wouldn't want to go making it out of ply, marine ply, or OSB. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a good bit of OSB as much as anybody else, but maybe a bit of ash or a bit of beach might be nice.
Okay, I think we're getting into the wood detail a little bit too much here.
But you did ask.
Grace, thanks for sending in. It was my favourite hack or bodge this week, and it really got me thinking. I do love a bamboo bike, I've got to be honest. I like the idea of growing a bike out of the ground. That's incredible. So, Grace, you are my Hacks and Bodges winner this week. Congratulations. I'm going to send you one of these race tops, and you'll look amazing out on the trail on, hopefully, your wooden bike. Thanks for sending that in. Now, if you've got a hack or a bodge, we want to see it, and we want to make a spectacle of it on the show next week. So send it in to the GMBN uploader, whether it's a hack or a bodge. The bodger, the better, I like. Send them in, and you could be winning a race top this time next week. Right, caption contest time. Here's last week's photo. Me and you looking ridiculous, as always.
Yeah. Dan Kornfeld. The reaction when Blake enters the studio modelling the GMBN 2023 100% Lycra riding gear with retro neon Go Fast stripes.
Yeah, that would be shocking. That would be shocking and very funny. Dead Kennedy says, Jonesy completely misunderstood the manage cookies on the GMBN webpage. Well, he accepted quite a few of them before he came to the GMBN show. Wrong type of cookie, Steve.
What are you implying?
What's the next one?
Nils, last one. JPG.
JPG, that's it. Decided Blake is doing Mega Avalanche on a gravel bike this year.
Oh, Nils, you've got to decide the winner, actually. The winner's getting a GMBN stunt mug. Which one do you like?
You're familiar with the stunt mugs, Nils?
Oh, yeah, they go everywhere, don't they?
Yeah,
I've
amazing.
seen them.
Amazing bits of kit.
Ooh, well, they went everywhere last week, didn't they, Martyn?
They did, Steve. Yeah, that was your fault.
For me, I'll have to go to Dan. I mean, I'd love to see Blake entering in full Lycra. I think that would be quite special.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah, okay, right. You are the winner, Dan. Well done. You're getting yourself a GMBN stunt mug. And if you would like to win yourself one of those mugs with a caption, here's your flipping heck. Here's your photo for this week. There you go. Give us a caption for that in the comment section down below, along with your stories of why mountain bike's valuable to you. And we will see what you get next week. You could be a winner. Oof, bully. Let's take a look at some things we liked this week. Steve, have you enjoyed anything this week?
I have, and I've liked a lot, actually. Chris Ackrig on his GT in the Skipton stream bed, which I can assure you is ludicrously slippery.
Yeah, he's making it look very nice. Nils, have you seen this? It's cool,
Yeah,
it's nice.
yeah, seen
His
it.
bike looks good, doesn't it? I like that colour.
It's not about the bike, it's about the ridiculously of how technical that slab is.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get on it. I mean,
Talented chap.
what a man.
Talented chap. I tell you what about this thing at Rampage then? This using a rail ride in a Rampage run, Nils, what do you think?
It's difficult, isn't it? Like, yeah, I mean, it's good to push the boundaries, but it did seem a little bit forced in a way. Like
Metalwork in the desert.
Steve, you like it?
Metalwork, I mean, you know, does it set the precedent whatever happens next?
Well, the thing is, right,
What, you're going to bring other materials into the desert?
I quite liked it, right, because I thought last year it was a bit bike parky, but I think this bringing in the rail, it sort of had the vibe of Rampage. It was sort of like there was a bit of anarchy to it. I like it.
And from anarchy to Annika Beaton.
Very good.
Out in Bentonville's rail yard
Yeah,
track.
the rail yard. I've ridden that. She's making it look good, eh?
Is she on the Canevo SL?
Yeah, I think
there,
so, yeah.
I think.
Yeah, nice.
She likes that bike, doesn't she?
Yeah, good to see a bit of riding from Bentonville. Very cool. Some things we like this week. Right, let's tell you what's coming up on GMBN. I'll tell you something else I really loved this week is your tattoo, dude. I like that a lot. Seen
Sharp,
that?
isn't it?
Isn't it? Nice. That's commitment to the cause right there.
Yeah, that's full.
That is
full-blown
commitment to the cause.
It's real now.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, okay, let's take a look at what we've got coming up on GMBN this week. First thing I want to mention, right, great video. We got Blake drunk. And then tried to see if he was faster or slower after he got drunk and had a hangover. What do you think of that as a video idea?
I've done it many times. I actually do it on most
This
EMBN
was
shoots.
scientific, Steve. This was scientific. So that's coming up this week. What about an EMBN? You got anything
EMBN,
good coming
I
up?
have actually. Now, Nils, you'd be glad to know, we were actually up in the Lake District, up in your home soil,
Amazing.
and we did a video on the Trek Rail versus the Trek Fuel EXE. Obviously, the EXE is the bike which pretends to be more like, like a mountain bike than an e-bike, but Nils, what a spot, the Lake District, right?
Oh, I'm obviously biased. Yeah, incredible. I could talk to you about the merits of the lakes all day.
Have you got any films, projects coming up?
Yeah, we've got a rider resilience film coming up in, hopefully all being well, should be released at sort of tail end of spring 23. So that's in the pipeline. We're starting to film that now.
Guessing there'll be Lakeland stuff in that.
There's a bit of Lakeland stuff in there for sure. Yeah, home ground, stomping grounds. So yeah, definitely need to show that off.
Definitely, that's going to be very cool. So keep your eye out for that. Right, it is time for the bike vault, lads. So let's get into that.
You know what happened last time?
Okay, bike vault time. Let's get in there, lads. Let's have a look. First bike we've got is from George, nuke-proof reactor. What do you think, lads?
Oh, I like the nuclear power plant nuclear reactor. Yeah, I like it. I like his style.
Nils, any views? Nice,
Yeah,
super
I
nice. What are you going with?
It's not the best view in the world for me personally, but I like what he's done there in terms of being nuke-proof and then having those cooling towers in the
You
back.
see what he's saying. You see what he's
Cool.
saying. Yeah, should we give that a super nice?
I think so.
Super nice. Well done,
Next
George.
up, Mart, you got Paul Myron Rift 2005 out in Buckfastleigh in Devon, twinned with Royston Vasey.
Oh my God, that's
I
not a
wonder
good
if
place.
Jack knows Royston Vasey.
Oh, great show.
I thought he'd have come from Royston Vasey.
He does look a bit like he's come from Royston Vasey.
Do you know the tube into the ground?
Yes. Good idea. Good idea. Right, what are we thinking about this
Julian?
bike, Steve?
I don't really know where to start with this one. Obviously polished it, made it, look a bit
I
more
see where you're
contemporary.
going with that. He's polished it, but finish that sentence.
Can you polish it?
Can you polish, eh? He
rolling
has,
glitter
and
without
I think Paul sent it in. It feels like he's proud of it, and I think he should get a very strong nice.
Okay.
Go on, Ed,
very strong nice.
Nils, this must ring some bells for you. This
Yeah,
shot.
I know what that is. Yeah.
Do you know that spot,
Absolutely,
do you?
Yeah. Top of Hill Velin. Yeah.
Remember, it's about the bike, lads. It's about the bike. An airdrop. What do you think?
I like it. I like the sort of like subtle colour accents. I mean,
Yes.
if I can go into the route choice, crikey, he's made it hard for himself. You
Has
know,
he?
walking up, Dollywagon Pike. He earns a hoot for that, to be honest. That's
Earns a hoot.
Super
Oh,
nice.
lovely bit of autumn leaves here.
yes.
Sorry. David Norky flew in FS in Batawa in Ontario.
That's
Ontario.
That's a super nice all day for me.
Super nice. Okay. I think this next one's like that. This next one's nice. Nice one's next.
That is
Philip
beautiful.
Newforth Mega Sam Hill Limited Edition in South Wales.
Oh, Jack just went, whoa. That's a super nice deal. We'll get a lot of super nice.
I like the cleanliness. I can't speak today of this shot. Lee Trek Pro Caliber 9.8.
Now, is this where
I
the
like
tan
it.
walls are a bit too much?
I think Tam's
Tan
good on a
walls.
dark bike. No, I think it makes it pop. I like it.
I like it.
Me and you, Nils, we just fell out big time. We just fell out big time.
It's super nice.
Super nice. Next up, we've got a Radley from Tony in North Florida. Hey, look at that.
In the
look at that
swamplands.
chain ring.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a weird old solid
See,
chain
I'm
ring.
not a massive hardtail fan, but I think that's a super nice shot.
A super nice, really?
I think the
Nils,
bike
back me
and the
up.
shot.
Super nice? It's too late now. Super nice. Next up, we've got a white
And
from
we all know what
Ian.
that is, don't we?
Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah.
Stonehenge.
Do you come from Stonehenge?
Nearby actually. Let's
Funny that.
let's say it's a nice, is it? It's a nice.
Nice, yeah, pleasant. Like it.
Yeah, pleasant.
Oh, come on, guys.
Nice, I like it.
This
Yeah.
super nice.
Super nice shot.
That transition
Transition
outside
from
Energy Eurocycles in the Isle of Man.
Super nice to end the bike vault this week. Well, there you go. We have run out of time. We are at an end of the show, so it's a big chance to say thanks to Nils for coming in. Rider resilience. It's a thing. It's happening. It started today.
Absolutely,
Exciting times. And Steve, of course, thank you to you for coming in and putting up the old dirt shed nonsense. You're a good man. And we'll look forward to some stuff from you on EMBN this week, yeah?
Yeah, I think it's been a really interesting show. It's been great to have Nils down.
Yes.
Join us on EMBN because we'll be talking about the Lake District. Nils is stomping ground. What a spot.
Absolutely.
And, thanks for inviting us, Mark.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Give us a love, like, and a share. Make sure you've subscribed to the channel, and we will see you next week.